Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Ashley Rose, and today we are going to be talking about the solar eclipse, new moon in Sagittarius that happens December 4th, 2021. New moons are a start to a new lunar cycle, and it's a time for us to recharge, to think about the intentions that we've set in the month before, or the things that we were working on during the full moon and the stuff that came up during the lunar eclipse last month, what was dug to the surface and what we're going to do with those things. This new moon is going to be helping us move forward. It is a time for us to get a new perspective. Eclipses are transformational periods. So and the energy that we experience today, we will see for the next 6 months. With this new moon being in Sagittarius, we have the energy and the enthusiasm to set new goals and achieve them. This is a fresh start in some area. So it's essentially like pick an area. Where do you see this new beginning happening, and what do you want to build? Where do you want to build it, and how do you see your vision of the future? These are going to be ideas and thoughts and, dreams that we have for ourselves. These are not things that we're getting from other people. These are not things that, our parents, our partners, our friends, our siblings tell us to do. This is going to be something that we come up with in our mind. So it's not like, maybe you're a writer and your friend tells you to write a book about dogs. And so you're like, oh, that's my idea. I'm going to write a book about dogs. No, that's not how we're getting our ideas and our inspiration today. It's coming from within, and it's coming from having this excitement about our future because we see it very clearly today. And we have the excitement to build a plan and follow it through. The moon is our default setting. So with it being in Sagittarius, we are defaulting to adventure. We're defaulting to risk. We are defaulting to change. We are defaulting to expansion and opportunity. And with the sun being, what we're striving for, the sun is telling us, yes, I am capable. Yes, I want to move myself forward, and I want to go after the things that make me feel happy. Yes, I can go after my desires. Yes, I see them clearly, and I give myself the permission to make that happen. So this is a very expansive day, a very expansive energy, and the whole kind of point to it is expansion. And so it's better than playing it small. So if you find yourself, wanting to kind of hide in the corner or be back in the back of a group in a room of people, that's going to be your indicator to kind of push yourself out of that. That is where we're going to not really get the most out of this energy in this new moon. But I will say, be careful with this confidence because we have a lot of placements in Sagittarius today. So there is, a sign of caution for being, overconfident and over self-reliant in what you're doing, because that can kind of, lead us down a road where maybe we think we know it all, and we're still learning, right? We're still progressing. We're still moving forward. So the good thing about this is going to help us get things done, but the downside is that our heads could become a little too big. So that's where we learn and we practice our control, and we use the tools in our tool belt to keep us grounded through this energy. It's really exciting. There is a lot of enthusiasm, and we can just see things so clearly today. We can see our future. We can see how things could be, that we want to make it happen, right? So just, proceed slowly and consciously, but also in loving speed that you're excited about, if that makes sense. Today is also this moon is also a super moon, and so this is adventure and like a yes I can attitude. I can do something, I really love, and be the best version of myself at the same time, right? So I can start my candle company, and I can be successful and abundant and pay my bills and, go on vacation and travel and be the person I see myself inside to be, right? That's how we are going to be feeling today. Mercury is in Sagittarius, and so Mercury is the communication planet, and it feels very comfortable in Sagittarius today. It's very comfortable with communicating how they feel, communicating what we see, what we need to do to move forward, and communication on a massive scale is very easy today as well, because Sagittarius is about philosophy and, you know, digging down to our inner wisdom and connecting in a bigger way. When we think about Sagittarius, they're very chatty people. The Sagittarius is that, you know, they're always talking, they're trying to connect, they're trying to share, they're trying to, you know, have new experiences. And when we think about that on a, you know, bigger, massive global scale, we can see shifts with that today. And knowing that when we are communicating what we want and how we feel, we can be successful through that. It's this visionary energy. So don't be afraid, or one sense, don't be afraid, but don't overlook the details. They're just as important as the big picture, because our minds are expanding so much that don't overlook the small things, because they still matter today as well. And there's this temporary opportunity to look at the things that excite you for the future and, you know, like I said, communicate them and bring that in, and to kind of stay in this place, in this space of being excited and having, you know, this cup inside of you of inspiration being filled today. That's what it feels like. The universe is like majorly dumping in our cups what we need to move forward. And I love that this happens at the beginning of this December and at the end of this year, because we're going to start January in 2022 and such a strong foot. I don't think that we totally fully realize but today, or with this new moon, I should say, that is going to be very evident to us, and we will, you know, be able to see this progress unfold naturally as the 6 months go on. So if you feel like you're in a good place, this is going to be, you know, a great energy. We're going to feel good. We're going to say, yes, keep going. I see it. You know, it's this like snowball rolling down the mountain type feeling. But if we're not in the place that we want to be, maybe we're feeling a little bad about where we're at, this is going to give us the motivation and the energy to get up and expand ourselves, to get moving towards the things that we really want to do. This is like a clearing out of the decks of our past and really just like dusting off all the cobwebs and, you know, the masks of who we used to be, the versions of ourselves we used to hide behind, and just kind of clearing them all away and putting them all, you know, to bed in their place, and moving forward to who we are, or this next version of ourselves. We're moving into a new era, and we are ready to just focus on our future and what we're doing. And it's just like, it just feels like magic. It really does, like this ability to open a new chapter, to start this new venture in life. Sorry, I didn't want to say the same word twice. But it's just like a lightening of the load, because you're clearing so many of those things off. There's just the stuff that we don't need to hold on to anymore, right? Like things that have happened when we were younger that maybe we still have guilt or doubt for, or judgment on ourselves, or, you know, the limiting belief in our mind that we can't do more because of this thing that happened. It's time to kind of let that go and to move forward with excitement of what's to come. We have Saturn, and that is quality control. That is the connection between our heart and our head, and it's in Aquarius. So we're talking about new ideas, new rules, being teachable, and doing something for the greater good of everybody around us. So this is a wonderful access to kind of like this spiritual school, right? Where we are open and we are connected and willing to learn about new ways to help ourselves, but also others. And Saturn is about rules, and it's about kind of like the what's supposed to happen. So we're asking ourselves, like, what do we want in our life? And how strong is our connection to our higher self? How strong or how easy is it for us to receive that insight? Saturn's going to help us take a look at that with this new moon. And how can we change what we're doing now? And how can we bring what we see for ourselves into this physical earth? Does that make sense? So like, how can we look at what we're doing and look at what we're doing here and examine what we want to be and how we see our future to be, and how can we bring them together? How can we merge? How can we let go of some of this and bring in that and have it take physical space in this reality, right? On Earth. And that's going to come in a couple different ways, but ultimately what's going to happen is we have to stop weighing out the options. We have to stop, overthinking and thinking ourselves out of new beginnings, out of potential opportunities because we're too scared of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, or what if this happens, or maybe I shouldn't do that because of whatever. It's, not overthinking the things, not overanalyzing, and just doing it. You're going to have this calm energy about you because there is all this excitement. And Saturn comes in to illuminate our ideas and to broaden them and to think about the greater good for ourselves, but the world, and how can we bring that in. And it's going to be very easy for us to make those decisions today and start implementing ourselves in our future and what it's going to take to move forward. So it's not going to feel overwhelming to take this step, but it's going to be a good, positive, big one in the direction forward. We have Neptune in Pisces, and Pisces is dreamy. It's very ethereal. We're talking about like the higher realms and dreams and getting in touch with our emotions and being connected. And this is, I am bigger, with Neptune, it's like, I am bigger than my body, right? We understand that like we are more than this body, and we are a spirit, and what we came down here to be is different needs than what my physical body needs, right? Stay with me, I know that was a little out there, but it's really going to strengthen our relationship with our higher self. So I love that all of this energy is really just coming together to help us. That's why I kept saying it's like magic. It really does feel like everything is turning in the right way. And it's just like this burst, this surrender to the moments, this aha of like, okay, I see it, I can do this. And we're going to be able to receive these messages that we're getting about our future and what we are to do and what we desire a lot more clear today. And we have this ability to kind of like roll the tape forward, which is Pisces are really good at. They're really good at being able to, see the future of things. And so we can roll the tape forward and say, aha, okay, this is what could be done, and I really like that, or maybe I don't like that, so how can I, what am I going to do to make it something I like? But this is what could be done, I like that, what are my steps to take to get to there? That's kind of what we're going through today. What else do I have written down here? We have Uranus is in Taurus, and the last time that happened was, I believe, during the Great Depression, and so it stays in each sign for 7 years. So this is uncertain. This like Uranus is, the miraculous and the unexpected, and so kind of brings some uncertain times. That's why we feel like this uncertainty of what to rely on. Something it's going to like something that we've always been able to count on. We always saw as a solid structure in our life. We didn't think it would go anywhere. We always thought it would be there. You can kind of expect that to just kind of go away. Whatever it is, it could be a big thing, it could be a small thing, but something becomes unreliable, and it kind of helps you learn to have a lighter touch with yourself and a lighter touch on your day, because there's all these good things going on, and that this one thing to leave could feel like a lot. So that's why it's important for you. It's important to learn through this how to have and be light with yourself, or have a light touch and be light with yourself, if that makes sense. And not being overly invested in things, not being overly attached. We're really digging into these like attachment styles and these attachments that we get to things, and we'll see that in our relationships, with our money, the things that make us feel comfortable and safe and secure, obviously with it being in Taurus. And it's helping us become more flexible and helping us see the things that are changing in our lives as opportunities and not as these like catastrophes. That's why like something happened, that is why, get my words together, that is why something that we thought would always be there has to go and has to fall away, because we have to learn how to be flexible, and we have to learn that change is opportunity. And we wouldn't learn that by just reading that or taking someone's word for it. We learn it by the experience of it. And so that could be the hard part of the day. But the best way through that is to really just roll with it and to keep focused on where you want to go and what your plan is, and just having faith that what you're going through is getting you to where you see yourself at. And so it's just, keeping that question in the back of your head of like, what is changing? 'Cause the the only other hard part to this day that's going to kind of distract you a lot, aside from this structure that we've counted on, is really going to be our ego, and that's Black Moon Lilith. And it's going to tell you today, to not ask yourself, or not. I keep saying today. It's not even the date when I'm saying this, but with this new moon, it's going to kind of tell you not to, to tell you to relax, not to focus on your future, to not ask yourself the big questions. You don't need to sit down and plan right now. You can just have fun, enjoy yourself, watch a movie. Those are going to be the distractions that pop up in your mind today that stop you from really, putting your energy where you're going to best, benefit from it. And that's going to be coming up with a new plan, going back to the drawing board and figuring out, how am I going to get to this new exciting place that I see for myself? And that's just a shadow aspect of the day, right? We're in new moon, and it's a solar eclipse, so the sun is in front of the moon, and it is black, and we can't see it, right? So of course there's going to be shadows that arise. We are in a shadow. And it's just going to tell you that essentially self-indulgence is the way to get through this. And again, that's an indication that that's a distraction, and we need to redirect ourselves back to where we're going, because we're on this journey of loving ourselves and doing the best for ourselves and being the best, most authentic version of ourselves, that we have to be able to, that we have to identify the distractions and not allow ourselves to feed into them. It's okay if you do, but that feeling of a missed opportunity isn't going to leave by listening to this. Does that make sense? So get creative about how you want to bring in these new ideas, how you want to bring in, your highest potential, see it, feel it, be it kind of energy, and just explore the day. This is like a magic mirror. It really is. Like, this is you seeing your best self and knowing that it can happen. This is you seeing where, like, the universe is showing you the best version of yourself that the universe designed you to be when you came here. You see that today. It's very clear, and so get creative on how you can make that. It's not just a vision that we're seeing. It's not just an idea or a message that we're receiving, that we are that designed being. And it's not, we don't have the traumas that we're hanging on to, or we don't have the fears that we're hiding behind, but we are just being who we are, because we have the opportunity with this new moon to really become who we want to be. So let's do it. All right, that's what I have to say about the new moon. So let's get into these journal prompts. Our first journal prompt is, what excites you about your future? 2, where can I be more truthful to myself and to others? 3, what secret fears prevent me from living my most authentic life? 4, how can I find more balance and harmony within myself? And 5, how can I trust my inner guidance more? And then we have 2 mantras, and I'll leave with an affirmation card. So our mantra 1 is, I am creative and I use my imagination to build the life I desire. And our second is, I trust in the unfolding of the universe. I love that, because this new moon specifically, there's going to be a lot of things that are unfolding and a lot of things that are unraveling. Just unexpected stuff, because things are changing and things are leaving that we don't need. And it's going to be so important to trust ourselves, to trust the universe, to trust what we feel is right, and allow it to become what it should be. All right, let's get into our affirmation. I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor. Yes, we have the confidence to believe this today, and I am so excited. So that is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope you guys have a great new moon, and I will see you back on the Daily Tarot readings.